This episode, we check out Adam Rogash's insanely powerful VK Commodore, and then talk about his recent win at the 2022 Holden Drag Nationals. Hi, I'm Glenn Everett, master of machines. We're with Adam Rogash from MPW Performance, and we're with a very special car here, a car I've had my eye on for some time. But it's not your average blue meanie, this thing, is it, Adam?
No, it's slightly different, this thing. It started its life as just a red SL. We did a 10-week build on it and unveiled it at Red Centenat up at Alice Springs. We always wanted to make it a 7-second street car, which it achieved on its third outing. So its very first pass was an 820. So it's a pretty special thing.
That's not hanging about, mate. Tell us about the drivetrain.
So drivetrain in this is one of our normal deals. When I say normal deals, I mean Powerhouse engines. All of our big motors here are built by Johnny Pillar at Powerhouse Engines. It's got a 2-speed power glide in it. It's running a 3.25 rear gear in it, 9-inch diff, and a 4-link setup. So we've kept it. We wanted to keep this as factory as possible because it's a package that we do a lot for people. So we wanted to be able to keep factory pickup points for our arms on the rear, which it's got. And then we've got a 440 cube Powerhouse Engines LS based engine. So it's a dart block, dart crank, Kelly's Ultra rods with a JE piston in it. And surprisingly, this combo has now done over 300 passes.
That's incredible. I've seen dyno footage of this car, and the power output of this thing is absolutely insane. What sort of power are we talking at the moment?
On our dyno here, we've made up around the 2300 rear wheel.
2300 rear wheel.
Putting a bit more boost than we should be putting in this engine, which was well north of 40. And look, we've never raced it on any more than 36 pound. So, and even that, so the car PB'd at 750 at 189 mile an hour. And even at that, it was, by half track, we were back down to 26 pound of boost. And that's just, we were overpowering the track in that back section. And yeah, as I say, so we've never raced it on more than 36 in the front half, at which it's gone 480s at 150 mile an hour.
Wow. And turbochargers, they look like they mean business, big.
Yeah, so it's got 2 G42s on it. It's actually Aeroflow 7975s on it. So they're a mirror image 7975 with a 9-blade rear on them. So running on methanol, they come up on a boost really quickly. We had Dale Hallier spec a Pro Torque converter for us. So that's just magic. He helped a lot with the speccing of that because he's obviously been here, done this before, and it just took all the guesswork out of it.
And look, I love the theme on the car. It's got that factory stock appearance. Tell us a bit about the car, the makeup, the body, and the fabrication work.
So we've just notched into the rail of this car. It can fit a 325 radial on it. We race on a 275. It's got standard floor pans. It's got our MPW chassis connectors in it, which are made out of 1 5/8 chrome moly, so they actually come underneath the car. It's got a standard firewall in the car, standard engine bay in the car. It has a McDonnell Brothers front end in it, which is a tubular front end. It's running Viking double adjustable shocks at the front, and we've got a set of Gazard rear double adjustable Avcos in it. We're just running a set of Kirky race seats in there, and we'll switch over to standard seats for on the street and whatnot.
I love the trim. The trim, that factory look, it's still looking the part, isn't it?
Yeah, so we went a little bit different. We kind of copied a modern supercar, and when we built this car, we thought what lets one of these down is the trim is a little bit outdated and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I love the Brocky trim and everything, but we wanted to be different too. So we had a look at some late model supercars when we built this. So we just copied the interior out of a couple of different ones of them and just made it that little bit different, but kept it nice and mellow at the same time.
Man, absolutely love it. And when you say the factory seats back in for the street, so you're saying you drive this car on the street?
Yeah, this car does a lot of street Ks. We do drag challenge in this car every year. We've actually got drag challenge weekend coming up in it. We tow a trailer with it. I take the kids down for breakfast in it. My wife will drive the car. It's a pretty good all-rounder.
That's the beauty of turbocharging, isn't it?
Yeah, it really
drives sedate.
It really is. And look, not only that, but without the management system that we have in this car, we couldn't do that. We run a Haltech Nexus in this car. Not only do we have a sensor on basically everything from ride height to shock travel to EGTs or exhaust gas temperatures in every cylinder to a turbo back pressure to crankcase pressure, trans pressures on both our converter lines and our main line, trans temps, engine oil temps. So we've got everything, but we're also on flex fuel as well. So we can just turn around and throw pump fuel in it. and just drive the car. It makes all of the, we've set it up in the tune to do so. It makes all of the adjustments itself without us thinking about it. We can throw it on E85, drive on the street, make around, look, it's got no intercooler now, but it makes around 1,000 horsepower on the street, which is more than enough for whatever we want to do with it. And we just throw methanol in, flick the big tune in it, or Barry Big Tune as the boys call it, and we're out racing. So
that's great. And Heltec's an Australian company too, aren't they?
They are.
Great Australian company. Yeah,
They
awesome
are.
product.
And look, the new Nexus, it's just a game changer.
And I believe timing is perfect because you've just had a major win in this car at the recent Australian Holden Drag Nationals. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we just had Holden Drag Nationals up at Heathcote Park Raceway on the weekend. Killer event. We went down for testing on Friday and had a couple of passes in this, had some passes in Rick's VK, which is also another one that Johnny does the motor for. Saturday was qualifying, Sunday was the main event. So we went 790 on Saturday on 7 cylinders. We threw a rocker off and we broke a rocker bolt. We got back, we fixed that Saturday night. Johnny sent one of his guys down on Sunday morning with a time cert. So we fixed all of that up. We got out to racing on Sunday, to which we ran a test pass first up, which we went 5-1 over the 8s at 145 mile an hour. And then we backed that up. That gave us a nice tune up for the day that we could work on depending on track conditions. And we ended up pulling through the rounds and took out the win.
Fantastic. And I believe that there was a big shootout at the end of the event.
Yeah, so there was 4 fastest on the property, which had 3 of us running Powerhouse engines, LS-based engines. So 3 out of the 4 were all Powerhouse engines cars. So definitely shows Johnny knows his way around an LS.
He does.
And then, yeah, one of them was a big block, full-bodied, full drag car, HG, absolutely killer car. And the team behind that, they were on the money of their reaction times, consistency, everything. For us to even be able to run near that car, and he won, we lost to that car by just under a tenth.
Wow.
Over the 8th. So we're proud to even have a street car in that vicinity.
That's a great result. And the trophy looks spectacular.
The trophy's killer. The guys have done an awesome job on that.
Incredible track, Heathcote. I believe Lance up there, the new owner of the facility's done an amazing amount of work up there, and it's a state-of-the-art facility now, isn't it?
Rumour has it that he's about to resurface the track as well before the upcoming rounds that he's got going on there. Wow. So when that happens, it'll really be a game changer for Victoria Motorsport.
Well, I've spent a lot of time up at Heathcote, running their numbers back in the day when I had my shop. It's just great to see some drag racing back in Victoria and coming strong.
How's it all gone since back in your day with the reliability and the times and the power we're getting out of LSs now?
It's incredible. I mean, we, back then were, running, I remember we were one of the first people to run a 12-second pass with an unopened NA LS, and then we were the first to run a 11-second pass with my shop, and I think we ended up getting down to an 11.62 at 115.9 mile per hour. Yeah. 162, 60 foot. We were in a VYSSU, had 411s in it and a 4.5 stall in it, and pulled a little bit of weight out of it here and there, but we were making about 440 horsepower out of an engine that hadn't been touched. So they were an incredible platform. And then, of course, into the twin turbo stuff. We had a VE that I ran a 10.15 on drag radials back in the day, which for a 2-ton car
it's
was a pretty good result. But we're talking back in sort of 2007, around that sort of era, and then I got out of the game for a while.
Yeah.
But just an incredible platform, and they've just come leaps and bounds. Like, this sort of power and speed is insane.
And that's what I say, the technology, not only the technology in our engine management, not only the technology in the parts that are coming through, but the technology in both our shop and dynos to be able to tune these things and get them right, and machining equipment for powerhouse engines, and their ability to get everything together and just not have any failures or machining surfaces. We don't have head gasket issues, we don't have anything.
Well, as you know, I've done a fair bit with Powerhouse lately, and I love the place. I can't stay away from it. Johnny Pill is probably one of the most pedantic engine builders I have ever seen in my life. Like, I'm fussy, he's fussy next level. Like, beyond any level I've ever seen before, and you can see why he's got such a good reputation. I think there's 65 engines in the build process there at the moment from all around the country, and you can see why. The team he's got in there, there's 8 machinists in there, including engine builders, who are just so fanatical and so good at what they do. I just love being a part of it, and I get to pull the string on the dyno sometimes, pull that lever, and I tell you what, it's damn good fun.
Well, we have a pretty cool big block that we'll be doing with you up there soon. We won't give too much away, but we've got a big block Ford that'll be going on that dyno aspirated, and then if you want to, you can come down here and see it on our dyno with the turbos on it.
100%, I'll be fully involved with it. I've seen it sitting there in the shop, and I tell you what, I got my heart racing, and I think it's good to see I love the GM stuff, but I like the Ford product too, so it's going to be really good to see a big cube, big banger, force-inducted Ford out there to see if it might give some of these LS guys a bit of a run for their money.
Oh, look, I definitely think we're going to be trying to chase him. It'll be fun to chase a customer, and Paul, the guy who owns that car, is an absolute gentleman, so it's going to be fun to see him going fast. But not only that, Johnny's doing a big block Hemi for us for another project at the moment with twin GDX 55s on it.
Spotted that one.
So, as I say, it's not just the LS platform that he makes work for us, although his LS work is impeccable. As I said, Rick's Brown VK, literally engine straight in, that thing goes out, runs 8.1. On the weekend, goes out, runs 840s with no boost in it and a really soft tune, so Rick's getting used to the car again. So we had major transmission issues through the week with Rick's car, so we took it there on low boost and just kind of let him drive it and enjoy the car with not a whole lot in it, and he was still running 840s quite comfortably.
So Rick's a fantastic fellow. He's been involved in cars for years. I've known him for about 20 odd years. Back when I had my shop, he was working for Holden at the time, and I believe he's working for Walkinshaw Performance now.
Yeah, so Rick is the GM up at Walkinshaw Performance now, and yeah, so it's nice to work in with those guys as well.
So you do a lot of force-inducted stuff, a lot of turbocharged stuff too, I see?
We really do specialise in force induction, yes.
Well, this is proof in the pudding, isn't it? This car here.
It is. Look, this has been doing what it's doing for a long time now. I had a car which is over in the corner, which was doing it. It was the first 7-second based LS in Victoria. We ran that at Drag Challenge some years ago on small turbos, 4-bolt cylinder heads, all the gear. So, as I say, we've been doing it for quite some time.
Look, back when I had my shop too, my daily driver was a VY SS Ute. Red, looked factory, but it had a twin turbo combo with 2 low mount turbochargers. That thing ran at 990 to 145 mile per hour, light in the tyres, half track, back in the day. We're talking over 15 odd years ago now. But what it did was it allowed us to show what we could do with my company when it was still around. And I can see where the benefit of having a shop car is, in being able to do all that R&D for your customers and to prove your worth out on the racetrack, because the racetrack doesn't lie, does it?
No, it definitely doesn't. And it's not only that, as Heltech say, power is nothing without control. And we can all go out and make a whole lot of power out of these things, but having the time that we put into our own car, having the breakages that you get from drag racing on your own dollar, learning what you learn, it just means that I can now put a combo like this together for a customer. I can guarantee them that we're going to run out and run the times that they want to run. We know how it all goes together. We know what parts need to be stepped up. We also know basic tune-ups for power management and all that kind of stuff with what we do to get them down the track. So we're putting all of the runs onto our car. We're putting all the time into our car to benefit our customers.
It's good fun, isn't it?
It really is.
Well, mate, thanks for talking to us, and congratulations on the result for the weekend, mate. Absolutely amazing. Thank you.